According to the 2026 Global Threat Report, 82% of detections analyzed were malware-free. That means most attacks today do not start with obvious malware. They start with normal, everyday tools. So let's look at what that may look like. We're here in the process tree. In this scenario, an employee is contacted by a recruiter and asked to complete a technical interview. They download a small coding task and run it on their work machine. So far, nothing unusual. They open cmd.exe. They run git. They clone interview-task.git. They open buggy_analyzer.py in Notepad. Everything looks legitimate. Then they run the script using python.exe. That's the turning point. The script quietly drops and launches payload.exe. At that moment, the adversary gains execution. Next, we see something new, python replayer.py. That is not part of the interview. That is the adversary establishing command and control. The system is now reaching back out to the adversary for instructions. This is how a modern malware-free intrusion unfolds. It starts with trust and legitimate tools. Git, Notepad, Python. Nothing obviously malicious. Until execution. The adversary moved from social engineering to control. When we pivot to adversary intelligence, this behavior aligns with famous Cholima, a state-sponsored threat actor associated with North Korea, known for job-themed lures and weaponized coding tasks. If we scroll down to hunting queries and rules, we already have a hunt looking for replayer.py. That means if this pattern appears anywhere else in the environment, we can find it quickly. Let's run it in ngsim. We execute the hunt across the environment and immediately get a hit. We can see curl.exe pulling down replayer.py from a remote server. That confirms command and control activity beyond a single host. This is how intelligence becomes action. We detect it once, and we search for it everywhere. Since 82% of detections in the 2026 Global Threat Report were malware-free, this is the type of activity we should expect to see more often. Attacks that begin with legitimate tools and normal user behavior. But in this case, Falcon would have stopped it at execution. When the script dropped the malicious file, the sensor immediately identified the script's malicious intent, triggering a high-severity alert that would have resulted in an automated block under a prevention policy. That is how you stop the attack before it turns into full compromise. And this is just one example. Explore the 2026 Global Threat Report to see what else you're up against.